I will spend the next 100 days transforming this snowy mountaintop into the ultimate North Pole style Christmas village. So if you want to get into the Christmas spirit, or if you just want to enjoy some cozy Minecraft vibes, grab a snack and kick back. And it looks like we landed in a savanna. Now, right off the bat, I'm aware this doesn't look very Christmassy, but just trust the process, will get there. And to start this process, we're gonna kick it off with the usual early Minecraft stuff and grab some wood. Make a crafting table, then let's grab our first wooden tools and then immediately upgrade to stone. We seem to have landed right next to a desert. I can already see some cactus over there, so let's go and grab that. We're definitely gonna be needing some green dye in this world, so it's actually pretty good that we spawned here, even though it doesn't yet look very Christmassy. Also, speaking of that, you may have noticed that we landed in a savanna and there was snow, which is not usually the case. The resource pack that I'm using is called Default Style Winter Pack, and it makes it look basically like there's winter and snow everywhere, except for some biomes like the desert. I am spotting a desert village over there, so let's have a look. We're definitely grabbing a bed, and of course we're gonna steal all their food. The village is raided, so now let's head over to the jungle. Let's grab some jungle saplings, you never know what you might need some jungle wood for. And let's not get exploded by a creeper, okay? Well, okay, that wasn't too bad. Whoops. Then also some cocoa beans, of course, both for maybe cookies at some point, as well as some brown dye. And then let's go on our way. There's a lot of water here, so I'll make myself a boat. And then we're gonna try and find a good spot for our winter base. And speaking of that, it started to snow for the first time. So pretty. What a beautiful view. Let's also grab a bunch of sand while we're here. You always need sand for glass. We're gonna have a lot of builds that are gonna have a lot of windows. So let's maybe grab enough so that we won't have to leave again to look for a beach or something. One wood type we're still looking for is dark oak. I mean, dark oak has this beautiful warm chocolate color, and I think that's very fitting for winter or Christmas style builds. So we're gonna be using a lot of that. So I will keep being on the lookout for a dark forest maybe. There's some wild ginger from the Farmer's Delight mod. I'm grabbing that because ginger sounds like it might be useful in a winter world. Maybe we can make some gingerbread with it. I'm grabbing it and then we'll see. Let's go diving for some iron. I'm actually quite a fan of underwater caves because as long as you have a door and you keep checking your oxygen supply, you're actually perfectly safe. Like, you don't have to worry about any mobs or anything, so it's very relaxed mining. And it looks like we finally found a dark forest. Let's make sure we have a sufficient supply of dark oak saplings. I'm gonna take at least 8 or so, that I can make at least 2 dark oak trees, and then we'll be set. And with that we have 10 dark oak saplings, which I think is more than enough. So let's go to bed, and then in the morning we can keep going with our journey. So we've been walking a little further and I've come across this plateau that has quite a lot of even space on top, which to me looks pretty perfect for what I have in mind for our base. And also there's this really cool spruce valley. Maybe we can build something in there, or it's just gonna be a cool backdrop, I don't know, but I really like this spot. There's these 2 hill things, plains on hills. And here on this one, I'm thinking we can make our very own base, like a winter cabin that we live in, where we have all of our stuff, all of our storage, and then this will be our base from where we will then build up the actual Christmas village, which I think will go on the other plateau that's behind us. So for now, let's just put our stuff down here. And then I also want to make a sheep pen pretty early on so that we can keep collecting as much wool as we can, because I do think we're gonna need a lot of that. There we go. I think this is more than enough. Let's breed them all up, and that's that. Okay, next let's plant up some cactus because we'll also be using a lot of green dye. So the sooner we get this growing, the better. Now I spotted some caves in the mountains here, so let's check if we can maybe find some more iron because we don't have a whole lot of that. We'll pick up some sweet berries as well. They're not a very good food source, but they look very pretty in a winter world. They have this kind of holly look to them that I think really fits Christmas vibes. The worst part about building in the mountains is always having to go back up there once you've been down for some quest or another. It's so annoying. Let's maybe do the little farm right over here. Okay, so now let's figure out where this little cabin of ours will go. I think right here maybe with the trees as a backdrop and then facing in the direction of where the village will go, which is west, right where the sun's setting. So we're gonna do the base with some stripped spruce and then I think the roof will be dark oak. It's gonna be a very simple cabin. I think the focus for this will be the decorations, for which we have some mods. I'll get into that later. And then the somewhat more complicated buildings will go into the village. This is just our little base area here, our little winter cabin. Now let's actually bring up the walls with some more stripped spruce. We're gonna make the walls 3 high. Okay, now we will start with the roof, 1 out and add the same layer as the highest layer of the walls, I think. And then we'll just go up inwards with full block. So it's gonna be a very, very simple roof. And we're gonna do it with dark oak. Let's make some space here at the back. I want there to be a Christmas tree in this corner later, and I want us to be able to see the Christmas tree from the outside. I imagine that's very cozy, so it's gonna be a rather big window. And then I have some Macaw's mods installed that give you several different things. They give you furniture, they give you fences, and then there's one that gives you windows that I think look much cooler than vanilla windows. And you can actually open them. So I'm gonna craft some of that. Yeah, I really love the look of that. And you can open them like this. Now we'll just have to place a Christmas tree in the corner later, and then I think it would be so cool to look in from the outside. Okay, now let's get the front of the house done. We're gonna have a little area here where we're gonna place our chimney once the bricks are ready, and then maybe stockpile some firewood here. And this is gonna be a little entrance area like that. So we'll bring it up here in the middle. I think we're gonna do 3 white at the bottom, and then maybe we'll bring that in at the top so that it's only 2 white. So we maybe go in with some stairs here, and then we'll just go up with the left 2 pillars here. Add some texture with some granite and some brick stairs. And then we gotta get rid of some of the roof here. Now let's place our bed and then maybe a little nightstand next to it. And then we are gonna do the actual fireplace on the inside. We'll just take away the walls here, and then we can see the bricks and the granite from the outside. Now we're just gonna make space here at the bottom for the actual fire. And then let's try to do some kind of fireplace or mantle situation here. We're gonna be using some brick walls for that. place some more firewood in here. We can make a wardrobe, and if we place 6 of them, they combine to these high wardrobes, which I think look really cool, and you can open them like they're actual storage items. So we're gonna make an actual wardrobe next to my bed, and then next to the bed we're gonna have a kitchen or workstation area where I'm gonna have a lot more like storage items. And then of course we gotta place the actual windows, and I think our little kitchen area looks so cute already. And now I have just realized that we don't even have a floor in here. We've been building on snow, which won't do. So let's maybe take care of that. Now one thing we also still gotta do is texture our walls a little bit, so we'll take out some of these stripped spruce log and swap them for spruce blanks. That always makes such a difference. Now another mod I have installed that I really love working with is DecoCraft. Basically for DecoCraft it gives you countless different decorations, both just general furniture as well as some seasonal stuff for like Christmas or Halloween or even Easter or Valentine's Day. There's just so much, and to craft all of that you basically just need some base material. Like I'm just collecting some cobblestone right now. You can also use dirt or wood, and then you can make that into something that's just called material, and then basically you have this workbench and you put your material in, and then you need some coloring, like the 3 base colors. You need green dye and red dye and blue dye. We have a lot of green dye from the cacti, which we've been growing and harvesting and growing and harvesting. And then we just need some red and blue dye to go with that. So I think we're bound to go on a little adventure to maybe find some red flowers and then maybe some cornflowers or lapis. And already up here on our plateau we found a ton of red flowers. And it looks like there's a village basically right next to our base, so that's useful. I keep that in mind for later because we will need villagers at some point. And then I also ended up fighting a zombie, or basically 2 zombies and a baby zombie, and I almost died, but I didn't, and one of the zombies dropped a backpack, so that's great. And there we are, home sweet home. Now let's see what we can craft with this. There's this Christmas tree, and then there's so much more. There's tinsel and wreaths and stockings. I want to do some of those as well because we do have a fireplace. That is such a beautiful tree. It almost looks a little too realistic for Minecraft, if you know what I mean, but it's very beautiful. I think I'm gonna do this rocking chair, and then maybe some of these sofas. And then there's also this grandfather clock. We also definitely need some carpet in here. I think that the mix of red, green and white is just one of the best Christmas mixes color-wise. And I think that looks good. And then I'm gonna craft up a bunch of these fairy lights, and they're relatively cheap. You just need some iron, some glass, and then some dice. For Christmas vibes, I think I'm gonna go with green and red again. We're gonna do 4. We're gonna put up 2 of those inside of here, 1 on every side of the room. And then you can use a stick to tighten them so that it's not hanging like it is right now. And then let's also decorate the roof with those. Just like on the inside, we're gonna do 1 string on each side of the house. And then I'm gonna do some more lights actually, singular lights this time, because I also want them on the front of the house like this. So I'm just gonna place singular red and green lights in a changing pattern like that. And then we can work on decorating the outside a little bit. So let's put some flower pots underneath all of the windows, and then also add some sort of a trim, maybe just using slabs and then fences coming down on the sides. The roof looks very plain right now, so let's maybe add, I think it's called a dormer window here, just for decorations, like that. And then we can also add some flower pots here maybe. And then one thing I always like to do for plain roofs is bring in some texture. I usually just put some blanks all over the place. And then I'm also gonna add 2 rows of stairs on each side of the roof just to add something else. And now with the backdrop of some snow, look at how cozy and Christmassy our cabin is looking already. Let's also try to hang some curtains here in front of the big window. Yes, I like the look of that. And now I feel like the interior of this is finished. So let's have a little break, let's have a little sit in my rocking chair. It's warm in here, snowing outside, we have the fireplace. This is great. And then, of course, we can't forget a path in front of our house. I feel like the little details outside, like some fences and also some pathing, always make the picture complete. Like, the house looks great without it, but then you need to add those little things to actually make it seem finished, you know? Just some, yeah, well, finishing touches. I'm just doing the usual path blocks. Or in this case, I'm using some granite because it completes the texture of the path blocks and fits them really well. I also like to scatter some fences around with some bushes to make it look like maybe little hedges, and then maybe 1 or 2 lanterns. Now with that, our little base is finished, and now we can start to build up our neighbor village. So let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna put it over there on the other island thing. I'm gonna show you in free cam. So this is our base area, and then over here we have this huge blob of land. This is where we want the Christmas village to go. I've already done some terraforming in the area. There's still some things we have to get rid of, like this pile of dirt. So let me just do maybe that real quick, because we're gonna start the village over here. I'm just gonna start with a sort of gate right here, because I want a path coming up from our base leading to the village. So we're gonna need the gate right here in the middle. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure what we're gonna be starting with today. I've already planned some builds that I want to have in our little Christmas village. It's gonna be somewhat of a North Pole village maybe. So not like an actual winter village, but more on the like magical side, if you know what I mean. Maybe I'm gonna start with something small today, like some little elf huts or something. Okay, I think that's enough for now. I'm not gonna bring up the whole fence today, just so that I roughly know where things are gonna go. Somewhat like this. For the gate, I want a design that looks somewhat like a Christmas wreath. And what's that zombie doing here in broad daylight? Where'd you come from? And why aren't you attacking me? Hello? Oh, it gave me a scarf. That's so cute. Actually, can we? Ah, that's so cute. This is what we're looking like with our cute little scarf. It's a good thing I have that, because look at the rest of my outfit. Not exactly a running around in winter outfit. Oh, also while we're at the house, let's also pick up some leaves. I hope we have enough. Yeah, okay, that should be more than enough. Let's grab 2 stacks. Okay, now let's see how we best do this. I think we can go up at least 2, make that 3, and then maybe bridge over. Then I also thought about adding something like red wool to make it look like an ornament. And maybe if we have silk touch at some point, we can make a trip to the nether to get some glowstone and then incorporate that as well, because I think some light would also look good in the wreath. It looks a little weird, but I'm hoping that maybe it's gonna look better once we add some glowstone. And I brought some spruce fences that we could add in the middle. Oh yeah, that actually looks really good. Let's see about maybe hanging a lantern from the middle post here. I think it's pretty cute. Also, I realized I wasn't taking any damage by falling and also by walking through sweet berries, and I thought that might be related to the zombie situation. The thing is that the area up here was a meadow biome, and while I do have a resource pack installed that makes everything look snowy, it doesn't actually change the biome, and so the snow wasn't sticking around whenever it was snowing, and I wanted it to stick around, and so I used commands to make the entire area up here into a snowy plains biome. And something must have went wrong while I did that. So now I reset everything, and now we should be taking damage. Yeah, okay, that works as it should. So we can now continue building. For our next project, I'm gonna grab a bunch of wool. I hope we have enough. Now, this is a winter world and we're gonna be working with a lot of snow here. And so one thing we're definitely gonna be needing is a snow farm. And I was thinking it would be cute to have the snow farm inside of a giant snowman. So we're gonna do that. Let's bring it one out. Okay, now that I'm doing this, I'm thinking the wool isn't gonna be enough after all, because I'm already through half a stack and it's gonna be much bigger than this. I will just bring this up as far as I can with the wool that I do have. Okay, I think that's actually looking pretty good for the lower part. So while the sheep are regrowing their wool, we can get started on the actual snow farm, which is going to be inside of the snowman. So we're going to have an entrance like here, and then we're going to build it up in here. And there we go. Now let's actually grab enough snow that we can finish the snowman. First, we're just gonna do some texturing by swapping some of the wool for snow. Okay, I think this is fine, so let's get started on the head. So this isn't looking like much yet. I left some spaces here where I want the eyes to be, and a nose here, and then I'm also gonna add a head, and then hopefully it will look good. And I was thinking we're just gonna grab some acacia for the nose and maybe some dark oak for the eyes. Okay, I think once we've added the head, that actually won't look too bad. And then we're gonna swap some of these for maybe red wool as well to make it look like a scarf. And I think that'll be it. Let's have a look. Oh yes, that's actually really good. And I think that's it. I don't want to go any higher, so let's fill this in and then we're done. And this is it, our finished snowman snow farm. I'm actually really happy with it. Looks so cute and it's functional as well. I love it. Next, we are gonna get started on our enchanting setup and maybe some elf huts. And I want the roof for both to be made from mangrove. So we are gonna go look for a mangrove swamp. Also, look how awesome this looks already, especially in the sunset light. I'm so happy with it. Look at these cute bees I found. They're wearing ugly Christmas sweaters. Aww. And peonies look like this in the resource pack. Definitely grabbing some of those as well. It looks like we found a mangrove swamp. Our inventory is this full. I forgot my backpack at home. So let's just grab some propagules maybe and leave immediately. Okay, we got a handful of propagules. I feel like that's enough, so let's go back home. Now, while the mangrove is growing, we can worry about the base of the next few buildings, which we'll be making with a mix of stripped spruce logs and non-stripped oak logs. Why don't we put the enchanting setup right here? And then we'll swap some of these for oak log, just for some texture. Now we kind of need the mangrove, but nothing's grown yet. Let's replant some of those immediately and go to bed. We got a little over 2 stacks of mangrove, so let's see how far we can get with that while the rest grows. We're gonna be working with a lot of slabs, some stairs. We'll make some kind of archway here. will wrap that all around. I want it to look like a Christmas hat or an elf hat kind of, and I want it slanted this way. Ooh, yes, I like that. Maybe we can bring some fences down though, because it does look a little empty. That turned out pretty cute. Also, it does look a little bare. I'm gonna see if maybe I can think of some more decorations that we can do here. But in the meantime, let's maybe add 1 or 2 little houses in this style, but smaller. We're gonna scatter them maybe here, or maybe here next to the snowman, and then they can be a little tiny elf village inside the bigger Christmas village. So the elf houses will just be 3 by 3, unlike this, which is 5 by 5, so they will need much less space. Let's have a look where they would fit. Maybe we do 1 here, and then maybe 2 here by the snowman. I'm gonna do 1 here. And actually I was planning to do another gateway looking somewhat like this in the form of a wreath and have it go here, but then actually make that one the nether portal. And I feel like this would be a pretty good spot for it. So let's maybe mark that down. So we'll potentially have a pathway going here. Let's actually do that right now, because I think it's gonna make our job much easier. Okay, so if this will be the middle, it'll go out at least until here. Maybe somewhat like that. So maybe we have the snowman, and then we could have this house facing this way, like my way, and then we have that facing this way. So we could do 2 here that face inwards as well. Maybe 1 a little further back, like here. And then 1 a little more forward. While we're at it, let's maybe finish the pathing to see if the layout is good like that. We will have a path coming in through here. And then there'll be 1 branching off towards the snowman, as well as the enchanting area. And then maybe the 1 to the portal will go off here. And then maybe we'll just have tiny footpaths to these elf houses like this. And then we swap some of those for coarse dirt. Another thing I want to be doing to finish the path is some lanterns. Let's do maybe 4 and then go in and hang a lantern from this. I'm not 100% convinced about the lantern design yet. I might change that in the future, but for now I'm gonna leave it. Which means for now the only thing that's left is filling in the elf houses. So let's go ahead and do that. And with that, our 3 little elf houses are finished. So that means the one thing we gotta do now is maybe do an interior for them, and then we're finished for today. For the floor, let's maybe just do oak planks. And then we'll do some very simple interior. We don't have a lot of space, so maybe we'll just do 2 beds, a nightstand situation in the middle, and then 2 wardrobes for each side, so that in each of these houses we can have 2 elves living. Okay, we can have 4 red beds, and then let's do 2 white ones. And then I want to do maybe this kind of wardrobe. We're gonna need 6 for each house, so 18. So we need to make some more. And then I think there's some candle decorations here. So let's make 3 of that. Okay, so I'm gonna put 2 beds, one on either side, then nightstand in the middle, candle on top, and then just wardrobe. Okay, I think that's cute, and I forgot doors. And here we go. First elf hut is done. And we're finished. Now I haven't done the enchanting setup yet because I don't yet have diamonds or enough obsidian. We will leave that for later. I will just light it up in here a little. For now, it looks like we're done. What I want to start with today is making this fence a little bigger that will be surrounding our village. I want to create the whole outline so that we know what we're working with. I already prepared a bunch of oak and spruce logs because that's what we'll be making the fence out of. I've already started it here, so I want to swap these 2 wood types, and then if we strip the spruce, that has almost the same color. Like that, and I want to bring this all the way around. So I will just use spruce now while I decide where the fence will go, and then after that I will add the oak. I think it's simpler that way. So I want this entire area up here to be the village. So that's where I'm gonna move the outline along now. And then eventually we might move some parts of that if you want to make it a little smaller or bigger. But for now, I'm just gonna do a rough shape. Alright, now this is the rough shape our village will have. Now I think the next order of business is getting some villagers in here because it's kind of empty and we have these cute little elf huts, so why not put some elves in there. Now I know that there's a village somewhere there, so I think I'm gonna go there to grab some. And I will do that with a sled. We just need planks and sticks, that's simple enough. And here we go. Now these sleds, I think, go really fast on snow, not so fast on grass, and the problem is that everything down there is actually grass. It just looks like snow because of the resource pack, so it's gonna take a minute, but the good thing is, let me show you, you can go uphill with a sled. How cool is that? So while it may be a little snow, it's actually simpler to move villagers around with this than with a boat. Maybe we should create some sort of bridge here. Because otherwise the terrain here might make it a little hard. Okay, we're at the village now. I just need at least 2 of them to be alive. Oh yes, okay. So I'm sorry, but I will take away your workstations. And then one of you is gonna come with me first. Yes. First sleigh ride of the year with my new buddy. This is gonna take a minute, so I will see you at home. I'm bringing home the second villager right now. Here we go, there's your buddy. Now you can go join him. I'm gonna grab some more wheat and then we're gonna make some babies. Hi there, do you want some bread? And they're making a baby. Yes. Oh, hi. Oh, you look so cute. Make some more, okay? Thank you. Now, while my new buddies are busy populating the village, I want to do some more planning. In the middle of this village, I want to have a giant Christmas tree, like maybe somewhere here. And then I want to surround that with an oval shaped, kind of like this ice skating rink. So let's maybe plan that out now. Okay, that where I'm standing looks like the middle to me. So let's maybe mark that with a dirt pillar. And then we can already prepare the area a little. I want a tiny like island around the tree. And then the ice rink I want to be sunken. So we can take out some dirt already so that we have the shape down for the ice rink eventually. Okay, this is good. Now let's maybe start here with the outline. Our fence is here. We're not gonna have too much space. Okay, so the very rough shape of the ice skating rink is down, this is what it's gonna look like. So we have a lot of space left here. Then we have these two paths going between the fence and the ice skating rink. I'm not sure what'll go there yet. And then we have this entire area left. Now I will leave this be for now. The outline is done and I will fill it in later. One thing I want to do now is go to the nether for the first time, because I do want to get some glowstone for a lot of things that I'm planning. But if we want to go to the nether, we need a little more obsidian. I have some, but we're gonna need more. And I don't have a single piece of diamond yet. So I think we have to do a little caving trip first. We haven't got that much iron left, only 30, so I'm looking for iron as well. But with what we do have, let's make some armor. Okay, I think we are ready for our caving trip. Let's go. Now, I've seen a pretty big cave somewhere down the hill over there. I think we'll check that out. Oh, nice. I actually need gravel too, so I will grab that. I need gravel because I want to work with some concrete in the future, especially red concrete. Oh, there's my first diamond. Yes. Oh my god, there is so much iron. I am spotting some diamonds. We got 8 diamonds already. That's awesome. Ooh, and some glow ink. I am taking that as well. No! Okay, well, never mind. There's diamonds. 15 diamonds. That is great. We're not gonna need much more than that, honestly. I'm just gonna grab some more of that iron and then I'm gonna make my way out of here. Alright, we are back at base and now let me just check how much obsidian we currently have. So we have 5. We need 10 for the portal and then I think an additional 4 for the enchanting setup. So let's grab our diamonds and make a pickaxe. And then we have a portal relatively close to our village, so we'll just go there and I'm hoping that we'll find 9 obsidian there. Alright, we have 15 now. I think that should be more than enough. So let's get back home and build up that nether portal. Okay, so we said we were gonna do it right here. That should be fine. Now let's grab some flint and steel and light this up. But actually I need to make this villager proof. Now I'm just gonna grab some leaves and make this look like a wreath, kind of like this one here. So we need to hide all of the obsidian from both sides. Alright, this isn't too bad actually. And once I got some glowstone, I'm gonna put that in here, just like with the entrance wreath. Now for the glowstone, it would be ideal if we had silk touch, but we cannot go up to 30 because I only have 7 bookshelves. So we won't get silk touch anyway. For now, I will just grab the glowstone powder and make some glowstone with that. And then while we're at it, I'm also gonna grab some quartz, just because it looks like snow. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need a lot of that. Some of the buildings that I'm planning. Okay, it looks like we're in the ceiling. Okay, that's kind of funny. So okay, I think we can just jump from here. We just need some quartz and some glowstone and then we can go. Okay, so we got half a stack of glowstone and for quartz we can come back anytime when we need it. So I think we will go back home now. We are back at base and we brought our glowstone. So now let's try and incorporate it into the wreath somehow. So maybe here. We're gonna have to wait until it's nighttime again, because I think that's when it will look the best, of course. Now for this one. And I think that looks good. How about we start on the enchanting build here? We're up to level 14 only. But we'll just need to kill some more cows and plant some more sugarcane and then we'll be fine. And now I'm debating what we do next. We could either do the ice skating rink, like fill it up with water, let it freeze, or we could get started on the next build. Like I'm planning to do a reindeer stable, for example. We could do that. But why don't we just dig out the entire rink first and fill it with water, because I'm pretty sure that we'll need some time to freeze over, and then while that freezes we can do the builds. I actually want to dig up 2 layers, like I want to go this deep because I'm gonna fill this layer with water and then this is gonna be ice, and then we have to step down into the rink like this. Alright, our ice rink is finished. We can zoom around this now. It's not completely frozen over, but it will. The one thing I still need to do here is add a tree in the middle, but we won't do that now. And maybe 2 entrances, like one over here and one on the other side. Let's do the same thing over here. Okay, this isn't too bad. Like, it's not great, but it's also not bad. Now that is the ice rink done, well, except for the tree. But I don't really feel like building a custom tree right now, so we'll keep that for later. And right now we'll get started on our next build, which I want to go somewhere here. So this is the space we got so far. Ice rink is taking up the middle, which leaves us quite a lot of space here. And then there's space here. One thing we definitely need is the reindeer barn, which is going to be my next project. And I think I'm going to put it right here because it's very long. Before we do that, there is a little bit of terraforming left for us to do. Fill this in and then maybe take some away here. Let's put down a possible layout. Maybe it would be here and then 3 spaces. And then this is going to be the box for our first reindeer and the box for our second reindeer. This is going to be an entrance area. This the space for our third reindeer. And then this would be the space for our 4th and last reindeer. Okay, then we'll go up 2. Let's do a trim. And then connect these. Alright, now for the roof, we are gonna do dark oak logs. Now, and then we also gotta put some leaves around. I got some spruce fences, so let's do the actual boxes. Like that. And what do we do with the back? Maybe spruce? Alright, this is looking pretty good, I think. We're gonna add some lights in front of the pillars. And then Another thing I want to add is antlers, or like a full reindeer head here in the middle above the entrance. One thing I'm gonna be needing now is lots of red concrete, so let's make that. I got a lot of red concrete powder here, so let's build up and then make all of that into concrete. I think 64 should be enough for now. Actually, it's really scary being this high. Okay, so I really have to hit the water. It's gonna work, right? Okay, it's fine, it worked. Let's grab all of this. I grabbed everything we need for the reindeer head, so let's get this started. So the base of it, I think, is just gonna be spruce. And then I'm actually gonna make this Rudolph, so it's gonna have a red nose. These are gonna be the eyes. And then I think we just fill the rest up with spruce. Just like that. Okay, then we wanna do ears. Let's use stairs for that and do them upside down. And then, of course, we can't forget the antlers. That is actually so cute, I love it. One more thing though, it's Rudolph, so it's gotta glow. And also, I brought some fence gates so that once we've got reindeers, they can't escape. Okay, here we go. Our reindeer stable is finished, and I think it turned out really cute. Now the one thing that's missing, of course, is the actual reindeers. Now this is Minecraft, and I do not have any mods installed or something that actually give me reindeers. So we're just gonna have to put horses in there and pretend it's reindeers. And for that, we gotta find some horses. So let's go on a little adventure to find some. Now, I don't have a saddle, but I have 4 leads, so I'm gonna bring all of those, although we only really need 2 horses and then we can breed those up. So this shouldn't be too hard and it shouldn't take too long. I already see some horses in the distance, so let's grab 2 of those. So it was a little bit of a struggle to get them up our mountain, but obviously we've made it. So let's put them in their boxes and breed them up. Okay, I mean, I do have enough gold, that's not the problem. The apple or carrot might actually be a problem. Let's see. Oh, thank God we got apples. And we even got 2 golden apples, nice. Okay, let's breed you 2 up. What? Tell me, you're gonna make a baby. Is that you 2 making a baby? No, it's not, right? Did I just waste 2 golden apples on you? Okay, so I just realized that I am a real freaking idiot. They need to be tamed, right? I'm pretty sure they need to be tamed. Oh, damn, so I did waste 2 golden apples. But that's okay. We got apples and we got gold, so we can just make more. Yeah, here we go. And the second one is tamed. Okay, so let's make some more golden apples. Yeah, okay, here we go. I'm gonna grab you immediately. Come with me. And then you'll get your own box. I will put you here. Oh, you're so cute. Where do you want to go? Do you want to go see your parents? They live right next door to you. It's fine. No! Wait, you do want to go to your parents? Oh, okay, you know what? I'm gonna leave you with them for a little bit. I will grab you later. Have fun. And then I want to do signs. And now one of them I definitely want to be named Rudolph. Let's put Rudolph in here. I also brought some glow ink. One's gonna be Dasher. One's gonna be Comet. And I think the last one is gonna be Cupid. Okay, now we got the reindeers, but the reindeers are usually pulling a sleigh. So let's do the sleigh as well. And we are gonna put it right next to the barn. And I think we're gonna make it face this way. I want to have at least 1 space here. Let's make it 2. And then start like this. It's gonna be 5 wide. But the other side is here. And then I want 6 spaces here. And then we'll do a stair facing the other way. And then connect that with slabs. So this is gonna be the runner carrying the sleigh. And we're gonna make a second one on the other side. And then on top of that comes the actual body of the sleigh. That's gonna be mostly red. So let's start right here. And then texture it with some wool. And we'll round it off like that. Same on this side. This side is gonna be the entrance, maybe about here. So let's go down with another stair. And then this is the entrance block. And then we do another stair like this here. And then this will be the back side of the sleigh. Yeah, I think the form is pretty good. It looks a little cut here at the end, so maybe let's add some trapdoors to make that look a little more smooth. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Now we just gotta fill this in with things that look like presents, and then maybe put some chairs here. Chests in our resource pack actually look like presents, so we can just use those. And actually, I think DecoCraft has some presents as well. Yes. Okay, so let's just do a big one, and then maybe one of those. So we have red, we have green, we have yellow, we have blue, and then we have the actual presents and the chest. And then I also wanna put some of those fairy lights around the sleigh. This looks pretty good. Let's actually grab our last 2 golden apples and then take care of the 3rd horse. Okay, follow me. You are gonna be... I think you're gonna be Rudolph. Okay, you two, have another baby, please. And then while we're here... how about we make you comment? Yeah? And then I'm gonna need one of you. You are gonna be Dasher, because you look so dashing. Okay? Okay, here we are. This is our finished reindeer stable. We have Cupid, Comet. Comet is still a baby, it's so cute. We get some food here for them. We got Rudolph and we got Dasher. And here's the sleigh all ready for Christmas Eve, just waiting for the reindeers. I think this turned out so cute. I am actually so happy with it. Now, the one thing that's missing here in this area is Santa's house, so that he can actually fly the sleigh on Christmas Eve. I've been thinking it would make sense to put Santa's home right here at the end of the village, so that he's situated right next to the sleigh and can just hop in whenever he's ready. But before we can get this started, we actually need to grab some more resources. Most of the house will be spruce and dark oak, of which we have some, but we're gonna need a little more, so let's stock up on that. And then I want the trim of the roof to look like snow. For the block parts of that, we can take actual snow, but then for the stair parts and maybe slab parts, I'm gonna be using quartz. And I do have some of that, but I don't think it's enough, so we are gonna have to go back to the nether. And while we're there, I'm also gonna grab some crimson and warped wood, because as I said, I want the house to be gingerbread style, which means I want to spread both crimson and warped buttons all over the roof to make it look like gumdrops. The area for Santa's house is completely evened out, so we can get started with the layout now. So I put down the front edges. I want the house to be both A-framed and L-shaped, which means this will be the entrance area. And then here we have an A-frame, and here we'll have an A-frame. Let's start with the walls. Things like windows, doors, and planks for texture I'm only gonna add later. For now, I'm just gonna focus on the shape. Okay, the walls are too high. And we will start with the frame at the 3rd height. Okay, it's gonna build up here and I want it to come one out, so we're putting spruce stairs at that level. And we won't make it come out this way because that's where I will add the quartz and the snow later. So the wooden trim is on one level with the wall here at the front. Okay, that's good. Just have to add the stair on the side. Now we'll do the same thing here. Now we'll just connect those two roofs. Never mind, because I just realized that I did all of that with spruce and I wanted to have a dark oak roof, so we gotta take it all down again and redo it with dark oak. That's a little annoying, but it's fine. And with that, the roof of our gingerbread house is finished. We got the snow trim and the rest is made of dark oak. I'm gonna take some of these away because I actually want the windows to start just one block above ground. And then I think down here we'll have one slim window going up here and one up here. And now down here, why don't we just make a little bench? And then here in the middle, I want to do a planter box. And then in a minute, I grab some sweet berries and put them here. Now here, I'm just gonna have a smaller window here, I think. Okay, now let's go up there and do the lantern here as well. Could have done that right now when I was up already, but I'm just not that smart sometimes. Now for the inside, I want to have a living room here, maybe another Christmas tree like in my cabin, some seating areas, and then I might just make another fireplace chimney situation over here. And then this will maybe be a kitchen workstation area. And then the second floor will have the bedroom. The chimney looks a little ugly from behind, but we're not gonna be looking at it from behind, so it's fine. A table here. And then I was thinking maybe Santa is reading a letter. There's these modded DecoCraft drawers that I thought we could do here in the corners, and then this could be our cooking corner. Maybe here next to the fireplace we could do a grandfather clock. Now, as I'm recording this, the last season of Stranger Things is coming out in a couple of days, and so I'm having kind of mixed feeling about this grandfather clock. But it fits the vibe, it fits Santa, so I'm just gonna leave it here. I mean, Santa is magic, he'll be fine. Here, Santa and his wife have their little eating area. It's very simple, just a table with 2 chairs. And then maybe some more cabinets on top. Maybe we need some more light, but not regarding that. The kitchen area is finished, I think. So let's move on to the living room. Just like in our cabin, we're gonna place the Christmas tree here in one corner in front of the windows, just because I think it's nice being able to see it from the outside. Let's have a look. Yeah, that looks very cute. I love that. And then we could do some sofas, maybe 3 here, 3 here. This wall is still very bare. What do we have? We have some more bookshelves. Oh, by the way, I have that many bookshelves because I decided We're gonna be neglecting the enchanting setup. You're so used to building an enchanting table in your worlds that I kind of just did it and now it's there, but I'm not sure whether we ever need it. Now we need to decide about the upstairs. I don't want it to be the entire floor, but I'm not sure yet whether I want this to be closed and have the bedroom on top or this. If I did a floor here, then the bed would be at the same height with these windows, which I don't love. So I think we're gonna do the bedroom on this side. The interior is roughly done. You can just spread some carpet around. Okay, I feel like the interior of Santa's cozy little gingerbread house is done. And it turned out really cute. But we do have to worry about the outside. It's very bland. The one thing we need to do is those buttons we talked about. For a light source on the roof, I was thinking to combine some spruce leaves with glowstone to have a look kind of like here in the wreath. Okay, let's start from down here. And it's finished. Wait, no, it's not. I need some sweet berries. And with that, I think we are done with this project. And it turned out really well, if I do say so myself. It does look like a gingerbread house from the outside, which I love. And then it's just so cozy and comfy and warm from the inside. I feel like this is a worthy home for Santa and his wife. Our Christmas village is coming together, but we don't have that much time left. It is now day 94, and there's a cat behind me. Hi there. Hi there. I don't have any fish. I'm sorry. Okay, never mind. I don't have any fish, and I really don't have the time to get any fish because, as I just said, it's day 94, so we do not have that much time left. But the area does look a little empty in some places. Now, I've been thinking, we have homes for both Santa and his elves. We have the Snowman farm that was more for my use than for the actual village. We have barn for the reindeers and the sleigh that on Christmas Eve Santa can use to distribute the presents. But the one thing that's really necessary to complete this thing is the place where the actual presents are made. So we are gonna need a toy factory of sorts. And I've been thinking we either put it here in the empty space or up front next to the elf village. But I'm thinking this place might do very well. So this is where it'll go. As we don't have that much time left, it's gonna be a very simple toy factory. I imagine that in reality it would have to be much bigger than how big it's gonna be here. But I don't really care. I just want it to look cute for this. I want it to be similar to my cabin, like I'm just gonna use spruce for the walls and dark oak for a very simple roof like this. But then I wanna have like maybe a tiny office building coming out of the side, like not exactly an L-shaped build, but a bigger build in the middle with a smaller side building. Let's just put the layout down for now. I want to have enough space left in between here for a path, and I don't want it to look too cramped next to Santa's house. And then the side building I would want to come out here, and I would leave one space here and then maybe come out 4 or 5. So space-wise, this is looking fine. Let's bring it up. And then I think in the middle here, we're gonna leave space for a door. Okay, so this is the layout with the factory building and then the tiny office. We can do a dark oak roof similar to our little cabin over there, like just very simple with dark oak logs. The roof to our main building is done. I just need to bring up the walls and then I'm gonna have to do the ceiling for here. I might just do this one with campfires. Okay, now I want to have some banners saying toys right here. Now, we either put them directly above the door or one higher, but with how small the roof is, I think it looks better if we do it one lower, so here. Now, for some more decoration out here. I was thinking for the interior, we're gonna have shelves on the sides that display all of the toys and presents that are already made. And then I was thinking to make it look like a factory, actually, like the toys are made in here, we could do like a conveyor system, like a belt conveyor in the middle, and we could have it actually running with some rails and a minecart maybe to make it look like it's actually a working factory. And so for the shelves, we're gonna need one space. And then we also need one to be able to walk around. So this is where the conveyor belt will have to start. Now I have 10 quartz blocks. If I need more than that, I'm gonna have to go back to the nether, which is something I don't want. So I'm hoping this will be enough. I wanna have the belt running on these. Now for the shelves, I'm not gonna do spruce slabs again because I feel then it's just gonna be a spruce overload in here. So I'm gonna do dark oak. I'm gonna do that in a second. But first, I was thinking, I'm not sure if it will look good, but we need some light in here, and why not make a closed down ceiling, right? So right now this looks very bare, but maybe we could add some leaves in here as well. And I actually like the look of that. Okay, now before we do the conveyor belt system, let's do the shelves. And then here I brought some furnaces. And then with DecoCraft I have prepared a bunch of toys for very cheap. As usual, you just need a little bit of red, green and blue dye. And then you can do so many things. Oh, we have an entire rocking horse. Then we have a lot of stuffies. We have a creeper. And then we have different colored teddy bears. Some books, a gingerbread house, which is not exactly fitting the toy vibe, but it looks very cute, and I feel like a gingerbread house is something that you could get for Christmas. And then we have this dollhouse, and I think, yes, you can open it with a right click. And how cute is that? It's furnished. There's a kitchen, a living room, a bathroom, some library situation, and a bedroom. And then you can close it and open it and close it. We have a box of crayons, a check in the box, toy blocks, and a board of checkers. And that's it for the toys. I think it looks really cute. There's something for all ages. Like you have plushies for the very young ones, and then you have checkerboard for the older ones. Now for the office, we don't have a lot of space to work with, but the DecoCraft mod gave me these envelopes and a letter and a word map, and I really wanted to use those three in an office connected to the toy shop because I feel like those might be the like wish list letters from kids all over the world, and then the word map could be used to like, I don't even know, just decide on a route or something for Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, like where to deliver first and stuff like that. And I thought that was really cute, so I really wanted to have an office, and this space is enough for what I had in mind. So why don't we do like a desk situation here on this side? I brought some dark oak stuff for it, so we're just gonna do slabs in the middle and then round it off with stairs. And then we could actually do a window here. So we'll put the letter here and the envelopes, 2 chairs in front of the desk. And then for these 2 corners, I was thinking we could do, to, like, fit the office vibe, a compass and a clock. And then for some storage, this office space turned out very small but very cute. Now the one thing that's missing for our toy factory is the conveyor belt. So I think for the edges we have to do the normal ones, but then we can basically make the entire rest powered rails. So it should actually be pretty fast, maybe too fast. Let's see. Oh, but I forgot the lever. And now, oh yes, stop. Okay, yeah, I feel like that's a much better speed. And with that, our little toy factory is actually finished. think it turned out really cute. It's still in the process. We're still making tons of toys because Christmas Eve is not yet here, but once it is, someone will sit here in the spot where I'm in now, and they're gonna make a little plan. They're gonna plan a route. I love it. Now I'm just hoping that it'll snow soon, because most of my buildings are kind of like finished with the snow on top, like because the snow layers on top of my builds just give it that finishing touch that makes it much cuter. I mean, this doesn't look bad, but it might look even better with some snow on it. So I'm hoping it'll snow soon, and if it doesn't in the time that we have left, then honestly I'm just gonna use commands maybe to make it snow. Now, I do have to admit that building the toy factory brought us into day 99, which is not ideal because we are not finished with this village. I'm gonna give you the view from above. We still need to do the Christmas tree. We need to bring up the entire fence, and we need to, at the very least, finish the pathing. And then we're gonna have this space left, but I don't think I'm gonna build anything else there. Like, we could just bring up some spruce trees. Yeah. So I guess you know what that means. We are not going to be able to finish this in 100 days. But I've been thinking, if we finish it in like 104 or maybe even 105 days, I mean, it's business as usual to just round that number down, right? Like, if we finish this in 104 days, I could easily say it's 100 days. That's just math. So, yeah. And if we don't finish it, then I'm gonna give myself 6 days and finish it in 105 days, and we could still, I mean, technically we'd have to round that up, but maybe I'm just not that good at math, so I could just round it down, you know? So it would still be 100 days. Let's get to work. We'll start with the tree. Okay, now I don't actually know how high I will have to go for it to look good. This will definitely be a process of some trial and error. Okay, so we definitely need to go higher, but I think I'll make the rest with leaves. That should be enough. And now ideally we're gonna work our way down. I'm 100% gonna fall at some point. Ouch. 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 Ouch! Oh god, I'm on one heart. Ouch. Oops. Ouch. Okay, I'm gonna need to jump. I'm gonna survive that. Ouch! That took away more hearts than I thought it would, but we're fine. Yeah, I think it's just much easier to start building this from below. This is so much harder than it looks. Oh my god. You know what? This really isn't bad, actually. Now let's maybe grab some stuff for decorations. I'm gonna do it in the similar fashion as this gate here. So I'm gonna use some glowstone and some red wool. And I think that'll be it. Like a very classic Christmas tree design. I feel like it might be ready. I do like it. It's very classy. Just red and gold. Yeah, I think I'm happy with it. I'm gonna build all the way up and try putting a glowstone on top just to see how that would look. Kind of like a star. Is that too much or is it cute? No, I feel like it's cute. Okay, with that, our builds are actually done. And one thing that's still missing are the little touches just to finish this up. So I'm gonna pull paths around the entire area, one on this side of the ice skating rink, one on this, going up to all 3 buildings over here, and then I'm bringing up the fence. And then that still leaves a lot of space here, which I don't love. I mean, we could put trees there, we won't have time for anything else. I'll just do the paths for now and the fence, and then we'll see how it looks. the pathing's finished. We have the path here and then going around the ice rink and to all of our buildings back here. So now we just need to bring up the fence. We're also working through the night now, just so that I can use every last second that I have to actually finish this in 105 days. I just have to be very careful to not let any creepers explode, and other than that, I think we should be fine. Like all the other mobs we can absolutely deal with. I just don't have the time for any big reparations should a creeper accident happen. Alright, with that, our Christmas village is finally finished. I have worked day and night to finish this within 104 days. And I managed. It is now the morning of day 104. Now, once again, I know, this is not 100 days, but it's very simple maths, okay? Like 104 days is basically 100 days. Don't argue with me, don't even try. I've done the maths, it's fine. I did think about maybe stopping this on day 100, but I felt like personally I'd rather watch a video where they extended it to 103 days or something and it looked finished instead, and so I decided to just finish it. To hell with it, we will round it down. Now, as you can see here, I did use 2 commands. First of all, I gave myself a ton of string and I put it on top of all the coarse dirt and all of the oak planks I've scattered around the paths here. Ouch! I did that so that once it would snow, the snow wouldn't fall on top of those and cover them up. Because path blocks can't be covered up, but those 2 can. And I wanted the path to stay clear of snow entirely. And now the second command, I lied, I didn't use the second command yet, but I do want to use it. I want to make it snow, because I think that would very much fit the vibe. So here we go, second command used, and now it's snowing, which I think is perfect for our final little walkthrough. I'm very much fine with using those 2 commands, like both of them are aesthetic. I don't really consider that cheating, especially at the end of this video. I just want it to look perfect for you guys. I also have to say, I am in love with this village. I love Christmas and I really feel like I've done my love for Christmas justice with this. It turned out so cute and so cozy and very much like I imagine a North Pole village to look. Now, as you can see, I did some more things. We had all of these empty spaces between builds and I scattered some sweet berries around, some peonies. Probably the biggest change I made is all of these trees. They're from Macaw's holidays and they're very cheap, basically just spruce leaves and some spruce wood. And I scattered them here, I scattered them over there, and I think they fit the vibe really well. And that's basically it with the aesthetic changes that I made. Now we have our little elf area over here, we have their little huts, we have... Ouch! Okay, so these things look very pretty, but it's also very annoying having them scattered right next to the path, but it's fine. One of my favorites is Snowman. He turned out so well. They turned out so well, I don't know, I still don't know. And then I also really like the look of this ice rink, of the Christmas tree with the cozy paths on either side. One of my favorite things might be the reindeer hat. It turned out, like, it's so simple. I didn't use a lot of blocks for it. It's not exactly detailed, but it still turned out so cute. I really like it. The sleigh as well. And then our last build, and it looks like it looks like one of our worker elves got stuck in the minecart. Our little office with some kids' letters to Santa. And last but not least, we of course have Santa's house itself. Well, I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed building it. And if you've come this far, please consider liking or subscribing, as that would really help me get going, especially this early on. And then I wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and if you don't celebrate, I just wish you happy holidays, or really whatever you're doing. I hope you have a great time, I hope you have fun, and I will see you next time. Bye!